from the Asian Community Development Council. This is Family in Focus, Mondays at 12 noon on PHLV Radio.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Family in Focus, brought to you by the Asian Community Development Council. Airs right here on PHLV Radio. Great to have you with us today. Today, we are going to be talking to a very special group of people who are very excited to be sharing this new organization, this new national organization that has been in the works for some time, but it's newly formed Sri Lanka American Chamber of Commerce. So we have some very special guests to talk to us about this and what it means for the business community, not just for the Sri Lankan Americans here in this country, but also internationally as well. So let me introduce you to our guest today. First, we have someone in the studio with us. We have Sanjay Sidera. He is the president of the organization, the current president-elect. We also have Arushan Yogalingam. He is one of the directors of this organization. We have joining us from Central California, Aruna Boteju. She's the state director in Central California. We also have Aruna Abeyakum. He is the president-elect of the next term starting in 2023. And also finally, last but not least, we have Niroshan Kahawati. He's the state director based in Southern California. So thank you for all of you for making time to be with us here on this show today. So very exciting because I know, Sanjay, you just had the inaugural event starting this organization just last week, right?
Yes. Thank you so much for having us, and it means a lot to being in this show a couple of days after our inauguration. Mm-hmm. So it's an exciting time for all of us, and there are a lot of good things to come in next few years to come.
Yeah, so exciting, especially when you're starting an organization. I know it is not easy. I'm sure this road to get here has been a lot of work for you, but also probably very exciting. So tell us about this. Sri Lanka American Chamber of Commerce. What is this organization all about?
Well, first of all, I want to thank my entire team. You know, this is a team effort, and we come together as a great team, and we have come up with great initiatives, specifically in targeting all economic sectors, the macro level, micro level, and also including the nonprofit sectors that could benefit from this chamber. So if I may speak about the macro level, we already have initiated a sister city concept with Las Vegas and one of the cities in Sri Lanka called Port City. So that's something that we are working at the macro level. And empowering small business owners, that's a bedrock of any economy. So having that in mind, we want to provide abundance of resources to the small business operators here, locally in United States, as well as in Sri Lanka.
And I'm sure a big reason is that there is a growing Sri Lankan population here in the U.S., especially here in this part of the country.
It is. Again, this organization is not limited to Sri Lankan Americans. This is open to any and all communities. Just like we have partnered and we have integrated into other communities, we welcome anybody to join us. That way we can learn from them and they could learn from us. So this is a very cohesive effort from our board of directors to make that happen at this point.
I think that's wonderful. And Arushan, we have you in the studio with us, and I know you're a director, but you're also a business owner, right? So talk to us about you even getting involved, and why was this important for you and your business?
Well, thank you for having me here. So actually, I'm the youngest board director on board, actually. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for the board for being placing me in the board. So I bring a unique set of skills, especially in focusing web development and logistic management. So now I have launched my own website, expresslanka.com, which is very focused on our primary goal is to actually provide Sri Lankans the opportunity and the privilege to get their products across the waters, while also promoting their business name and also their stories in the simplest and technologically advanced method. So now this can give a lot of people a chance to actually put their product out there that can eventually cross borders. And I feel like that is something that I could contribute to this world. So I'm very glad to be part of this.
And you mentioned that you're the youngest member, but also tell us about that. Just being a young business owner, young entrepreneur, getting out in this. How does it feel to be part of this organization right now and to have the help from Sanjay and other members who've been in this business for a long time?
I'm very honored and privileged, to be honest. All of them in the board are very mentors to me. That's the term I would use, and I'm learning a lot from them. And they always give me the support and the knowledge to pursue whatever I want. And I feel like my focus on this is something major. So I know what I want, and that's being very beneficial for me at this point.
I love it. So let me talk to our other guests. Let's get over to Naroshan, and you're the state director in Southern California. And Naroshan, tell me about your background. You actually have a media background, right? Weren't you a news anchor in Sri Lanka at one point?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here as well. Thank you, Shadra, and joining us as a director. So I'm the Southern California director. Yes, I used to work with National Television of Sri Lanka. And then I moved to England. I did my master's, and I was working with the BBC. And then I just got a chance to work with CNN as well. So now I have my own production company in downtown LA. So we have like a close to 2 studios running here. Yes. And then, so basically, I have basically 4 companies. So we are the number 1 clothing and jewelry seller in Amazon. So
wow.
We hit the $3 million goals last year. So yeah, so basically, actually, I wanted to help Sri Lanka. You know that I have a couple of information. This is Ceylon tea. So I got from Sri Lanka. So I wanted to introduce to Ceylon name. So I think this is the best opportunity to Sri Lanka get in more this Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. And obviously you do so many types of businesses, right? And I think that's great to be able to get your brands out there, but you probably want to be a resource to other people who probably want to do and expand their business the way that you have done.
Exactly. So then we do have a plan. Actually, we are planning to make a small mini Amazon. So my plan is basically helping the Sri Lankan or the entrepreneurs or the young entrepreneurs. These days everybody's talking about the online. So I'm in this industry almost now 10 years. I already have over 250 people work around the world.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to bring all the people who want to sell their products from Sri Lanka. So I want to help them to bring the product here. And then I can introduce all the markets, Walmart, Amazon, and then mostly online is based. That I think everybody want to go online. I don't think people don't have a time to shop around these days and just one click and go to the online and just do their own thing. So I think this is the best time to get in more the international market. I think this time we can help Sri Lanka through this organization.
That's great. And Aruni Bateju, you're the state director in Central California, so you're up north from where Naroshan is. And talk to me about your role, because I know you have a banking background, right? And tell me about how that kind of came into play and being part of this organization and what that means for you.
Yes, hi. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me for this radio show, and also mainly Sanjay Satdera for inviting me as the director for Central California. It's an honor to be a part of the Sri Lankan American Chamber of Commerce. I have been a banker for more than 20 years now, and currently I am a regional SME lending officer, business lending officer. I cover from Santa Barbara to all the way up to Sherman Oaks, and from there to Northridge, Chatsworth, and Valencia. So I do cover geographically a very large area as a business lending officer. My focus is actually micro businesses. I work with day one old business to up to $5 million businesses, and we help them to build credit, and because my main goal is to make them understand, give the education as well, why it's important to build business credit and why the importance of it, because many business owners, they think that having a business lending, it's bad for the business. So I work with many and I educate them first, and then I introduce my services as a business lending officer. And also I'm an entrepreneur myself as well. So therefore I understand and the importance of it.
Yeah, and I know you just launched is it Ceylon Film Festival, right, in Santa Barbara as well. So I know you're trying to bridge not just the business, but the arts and culture, Sri Lankan community into this country as well.
That is correct, actually. So this whole thing, it started as a during the pandemic. I work with many production houses here in Southern California, especially in LA. Many of my clients, so they suffered a lot last year during the pandemic. So I was trying to help them out with many ways I can. And then I was talking to a couple of people in Sri Lanka in the film industry, and their struggle is tremendous. I mean, there's no words how to express their struggle compared to what our entertainment industry struggles here. So I decided I worked with a couple of them and got to know gathered few information, and then decided to do the film festival. It's a Ceylon International Film Festival. Is the very first uh, film festival that's going to be outside of Sri Lanka. My goal and my team's goal is to promote Sri Lankan cinema and also open opportunity to everyone to do productions in both countries. Like take many production can go to Sri Lanka and use it's a beautiful country for locations. So we want to open that. And also myself I'm executive producer for Lost Flyers, a movie. It's in post-production. So I really enjoy the productions and the creativity part. And I have a background for that as well since I was little. So I'm very excited for that. And I'm inviting all the Sri Lankans all around the world to be a part of the Ceylon International Film Festival.
You know, that's so exciting. I just love hearing all of your stories here and being part of this organization because we come from so many backgrounds. And Aruna Abayakun, who is actually the president elect for the next term. So I love how you're already thinking forward about how to extend this into the future. But Aruna, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got involved with this organization.
Hi, Patrina. Thank you very much for having me, and really honored to be here. I'm a data analytics profession and a gaming executive, being serving the gaming industry for about 20 years now. But I also had the great privilege in being the founder president of Sri Lankan American Association, another community organization we started back in 2017. Along with Sanjay and 4 other leaders in the community. And through that, we've been working with the community here in Las Vegas as well as back at home. And through that, I developed an interest in helping small to medium entrepreneurs on natural products. So Niroshan alluded to Ceylon tea. Actually, Sri Lanka is famous for a little more than that. Other natural products, and there is a huge demand growing all around the world for natural products for healthy living. So have been basically supporting several folks on that end. And then also Sri Lanka, since I'm in analytics, I'm also involved in IT. Sri Lanka is a great high quality IT producer. So have been having discussions with the main body over there, which is called the SLASCOM, in promoting Sri Lankan software industries. Actually, then there are entrepreneurs and organizations looking for such help in this end. And thirdly, on a gaming interest itself. So Sanjay alluded to the sister city concept, very interested in bringing gaming into the equation where at a very high strategic level. I mean, no explanation needed about what Las Vegas is as the gaming capital of the world. There's gaming boom in other parts of the world as well. And the port city, which is a newly reclaimed land and is being developed as a very high-end economic zone back in Sri Lanka, has a tremendous potential to bring in gaming as another tourist attraction. So given all these things, actually, there couldn't be any better place than the Sri Lankan American Chamber of Commerce as a launching pad on all kind of aspects from strategic to tactical, macro level of things. So that's my interest, and that's where I come in.
Thank you, Aruna. Yeah, no, and I know you're going to be the president, moving on into the future. But Sanjay, as the leader of this organization now, and I know when you think of Chamber of Commerce concept, it's all you want people to join and be able to help each other, mentor each other, provide resources. How do you, as a new organization, get the word out there and get people to come and get people to join and see this significance of what you're doing? What are you doing out there?
Well, I mean, the word is already out there in the community that we are here to help. We want to forge those solid partnerships with the other community organizations as well. We are working with SBA to get their assistance, having different banking products out there for the small to medium business owners, having that the capital available for them as well. So it's a matter of time that people will catch on to what we are going to be doing. We will have an aggressive 1-year program that's going to come out in January. That will show our programs that will entail for various businesses to take advantage of. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And our work will speak for itself. They say proof is in the pudding. So it just we have to perform at this level and show that what we are capable of.
And I want to share some pictures that we have actually from last week's event, where you have people coming from all over the country, right, to come to join and kind of start this program. And I know, Arushan, you were there, and talk to us. I mean, with your business, just being you and doing stuff from the Sri Lankan American perspective, how important is it to have a Chamber of Commerce that's Sri Lanka American? What does that say about where you come from and where you are now?
It says a lot. To begin with, the endorsement from our Chamber of Commerce itself goes a long way, because when people randomly come to an online website, which nowadays is pretty easy, if you just have a link, it's live. So when you have endorsement from such a recognized organization, from congressional people and also the ambassador of Sri Lanka in USA, it gives a safe sense of space for my customers, and that itself goes a long way. And that gives the creditabilities and all the legitimacy for my business, and me being a part of it even takes it to the next level.
And, Naroshan, I wanted to, from you working in media in so many different countries, including here, I'm sure this is a big part of it, is that people see the Sri Lankan American community in a different light, right? That you all represent not just the media, but so many different businesses out there.
Yeah. I think media is one of the most important thing in this world. I have seen a lot of Sri Lankan get involved, the YouTubers now. Like I always encourage to the people, if you want to do something, just go ahead and just do it. And then especially if you work with the United States, it's totally different game.
Yeah.
So then I think this is the best way to connect with the Sri Lankan and the America. And then I think Sanjay had a good initiative, this kind of starting this kind of organization.
Yeah.
Through this, I think we can do a lot of things. Sometimes Sri Lankan people can't understand how things happening in this world. There's so many things, so many information, technology, and it's going a little bit late. It's my understanding. But the thing is, it's because of the country and the technology. Like example, some technology we are using like here, especially cameras, or the new technology, it's take another 3 years, 4 years to go to Sri Lanka. So I think in this way, so people can get idea what it is. They can get us right away. Oh yeah, America's running this. So then we have a organization. Let's work with these people.
Yeah.
I think this is the best way to get involved, Sri Lankans, media, even though so what we handling here, clothing, jewelry, and the tea.
Yeah.
We have all the potential, that Sri Lanka have a lot of things, and people have to have a connection, how to build their business, and they need the support.
Yeah.
I think this is the best way.
And
this is the best way we can.
I love that. And Aruni, I think, especially you with the film festival and trying to bridge the cultural between Sri Lanka and here in America, what would you want to tell people about what makes, your community unique, and why is it so important to kind of build that bridge between the two countries?
Yeah, actually, because I have been part of for the past 10 years. I have been part of for many organization. Like I'm on the board for Hispanic Chamber of Chamber of Commerce. I'm sorry, and then also part of like Women Entrepreneurship Board, and also so I'm locally. I'm part of many organization. What I saw was that we can do that as Sri Lankans here. I mean, we have a big community, and we have talents, and we have brains, and we have products, we have everything we can offer to the world. And why not do that? So I'm very glad that Sanjay and his team put this together and invited us. And also film. Now, when it's come to cinema is, I'm pretty sure everyone, including Niroshan, agree. Cinema is one of the best way to communicate with the world. And a lot of people share their emotions. Like there's a lot of storytellers, and there are people with voices. So what is the best way to get that out is the cinema. And having this now, Ceylon International Film Festival, actually it connect people from, this is one of my trademark too. Actually, I'm connecting one paradise, which is Sri Lanka. It's a beautiful paradise, to another paradise in the Pacific Ocean, Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is the heart of cinema too. If you just to let you know that the current Bollywood supposed to be in Santa Barbara in early 1900s. Because of the devastating earthquake, the committee decided to move the film industry to Los Angeles, where it is right now. So Santa Barbara has the connection. Santa Barbara has all the influence. So connecting these two, just not the Santa Barbara, it's worldwide. This is a perfect way to connect people and bring the talents from Sri Lanka to here, and also take people from here to Sri Lanka to see the beauty of Sri Lanka, and also get them use the country's beauty for their productions.
Yeah, I love that. And, to recap this conversation, it's been, just hearing a lot of passion and energy and just love for what you're doing here. And I'm going to let Aruna and Sanjay kind of recap this. Aruna, if you have any advice for, whether you're Sri Lankan American or otherwise, who would come to you and come to the Chamber of Commerce for help, I mean, and to, if they want to start a business, they want to launch something new, what would be your advice coming from what you've learned in your experience?
I think they will be benefited tremendously. One thing is that, as you see right here in this forum, as well as with the rest of the board of directors, and they bring a ton of experience and knowledge in the business world into the equation. And they will be benefited tremendously from the time of launching a business. And starting a business is easy, actually, right here in the US. However, sustaining that is the difficult part, and thriving. So that's where the chamber will come in terms of the initial know-how, as well as providing them with additional opportunities, both from Sri Lanka as well as in here, and helping them to network and thrive through the organization. So every step of the way, we have thought of, and there is a program to support them.
Yeah, and Sanjay, you've been a big part of planning this and getting this off the ground. We actually have a website that we want to pull up. And Sanjay, so what do you want to tell people? If they want to reach out, they can just email, contact,
Absolutely.
call
They
you?
can contact me. My phone number is pretty public. It's 702-461-8655. And email is the best way to reach me. But again, we have a really great group of board of directors with different levels of skill sets. They are all business folks. What I would like to see is more and more people getting engaged with us, and that way we could incubate certain businesses. If they need the help, we can help them with any other amount of resources they need. Maybe we don't have the resources right away, but we can connect them to the right direction.
And is that connection, right, Sanjay? It's knowing that there's a community that have been there, have gone through it, and understand not just Sri Lankan, but maybe the Asian American population, people from South Asia in general, the challenges that we've gone through.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, our Asian community is known for starting small businesses. You know, I've been a small business operator for almost 30 years in this town. I didn't have all the resources when I started. I mean, we had to make things our own way to survive and thrive. But it should not be the case going forward. We will provide some platforms for them to thrive. That's what our goal is.
Yeah, and given the talent and the passion and the energy that we see just on this show today, I think you're off to a great start. So thank you so much, Sanjay, and all our guests today for your time and for giving your energy to this organization. I'm sure it's going to be a great success.
Thank you, Patrana, for having us.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. And before we go, I just want to let you know ACDC is hosting 2 special events coming up this weekend. We have a pediatric COVID-19 flu and vaccine clinic that's happening on Saturday from 10 to 2 at Shanghai Plaza, 4276 Spring Mountain Road, Suite 207. Pediatric doses are available for kids age 5 to 11. I know, Sanjay, you've been part of this event before and have supported us, so that's great. On Sunday, another big drive-through holiday food distribution event, also a COVID-19 and flu vaccine clinic happening as well. And all this information on our Facebook, on our website. So this event is actually free and open to the public. It's so many people show up, so definitely get there early. So thank you so much again to all of our guests, and thank you for watching and listening today on this episode of Family in Focus, and we'll see you again next week.